Hi, teacher. I'm Cole Dvorak. This is my audience for tonight. My mother, my grandma Nordby, my father Kevin Dvorak, and my grandpa Nordby. Here's the speech. My unexpected trip to Norway. There are many people in this country that have not yet traveled outside of their own state. Some have not even traveled on a plane. On the other hand, there are the people who travel on nice family vacations to nice places such as Florida or California. College students all over the country are traveling to beautiful destinations all over the world. The point is, some people have had some excellent opportunities. However, 6 months ago, I can honestly say that I had the opportunity of a lifetime. 1 week I was in Minnesota. The next month, without even a heads up, I was in the beautiful land of Norway. With just a little bit of kindness and charm, I found myself touring the most beautiful sights that Norway has to offer. My advice to anyone who wants to go to Norway someday: be nice to Norwegian girls, and they just might buy your ticket to paradise. So how did I even get to Norway? One of my very good friends, Annie Hanna, met a study abroad student named Charlotte. They met at Sally's Bar in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The two, after a couple of dates, became a legitimate couple. After a month of dating, her sister Katinka came to visit her from Norway. My friend Andy introduced me to Charlotte's sister. During the week of Katinka's stay, her and I went on just a couple of group dates. As I could tell, Katinka was growing very attached to me. She then decided to buy my ticket to Norway. I was confused. I didn't know why she was so persistent and fast on it. She had told me that she had not experienced genuine kindness from men in Norway compared to me. I treated her with respect apparently, and she seemed to like it. The ticket was $1,600. I did not pay one penny for it. I can assure you this will not happen ever again, unless I marry her. So I stayed in downtown Bergen, which is the second biggest city in Norway. Bergen rests right on the North Atlantic and is surrounded by mountains that are actually above the clouds. And if you've ever seen the movie Lord of the Rings, the city of Rivendell, where the elves stay, is exactly what it looks like. The city is right under the hills, there are houses on the hills, and the sea is right there. Some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen live in this place. And everyone in this country dresses very fashionable. It's really like a second Hollywood. You walk through the town, you seem out of place. I felt very out of place. And if they weren't wearing a nice shirt or some nice pants, they'd be definitely wearing some nice shoes or something. No matter what, there was at least one body part or just one piece of clothing that stuck out, and you knew they were rich. I've had a few good experiences. I toured the city by myself one day for 4 hours, enjoying the country's beauty. I took my iPod, took the headphones, put in my ear, walked for 4 hours, smoked a cigar, and enjoyed the city's beauty. I got to travel on a ship to different islands. I stayed in a cabin on the North Sea with Katinka and Charlotte's parents. I had the opportunity to learn about the country with Katinka's father. We went crab fishing, we drank Irish coffee and Norwegian beer all day. We also toured the island and went to different food restaurants. The rest of the week basically consisted of fun house parties and just a lot of different types of fun. And these house parties weren't the average house party. Like an average house party to Norway would be considered the best U of M frat party you could ask for. Everyone was dressed very nice to the T, and everyone basically smelled money. It's just what it was. And it was something I'm not used to, and really enjoyed it. I felt important, let's just say that. I've had a few different weird experiences that I've ever felt in my entire life. I was kicked out of a club in Norway. They said it was due to the fact that I was too loud in a club, which is really weird because in the US, bars and clubs, everyone's loud. Apparently in Norway, they're much more reserved as people. So I wasn't used to that. So when you go to a club, usually I'm expecting people to be much more upbeat and outgoing. And then one of the club managers grabbed me, threw me out. And I was like, I'm really mad. I felt like a minority the first time in my entire life. And Katinka told me later that there were two reasons. One, that I was American, and they're not fond of that, and that I was too loud. So they had to use loudness as the excuse. I also went to a barber shop. Me and my friend Andy, well, we were there, both got kicked out. Apparently, the barber did not like Americans, so he kicked us out. And that's all it was. So it was very different for me. So as the trip was near to its end, I had to find a way to somewhat show the thankfulness of Katinka giving me a free trip to Norway. I ended up buying her some very expensive flowers, and I took her to a nice restaurant. It was the least I could do. Over the trip, she had got more and more attached to me. On the last day of the trip, she took me to the airport. I could tell she was feeling very sad as I was checking out my luggage. When we had to separate, she began to cry and give me a very long hug. I then left the country back to the U.S. We still keep in contact this day from time to time. Hopefully I can make a way back to the country again. I'm guessing the next time she won't pay for my ticket, so it will definitely be a long time before I go to the country again.
And we're still here. There's Grandpa, Grandma, and Mom, and me. Yay!
Good job, Kevin. Good job.